Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back, everybody, to a Saturday edition of the Open Door Policy. Why are we doing this on a Saturday? Well, it's Saturday and it's cold and we're bored. And I don't have any special guests today. It's just me and Brandon, as usual. He's back, he's in the house, and he is currently, looks like, in deep thought, researching. Brandon, how are you today, buddy? Welcome to the stage.
How you doing, bro? What's going on? How are you? Good to see you.
I'm doing good, man. I
We
did a late night podcast last night, one of those watch parties with Strange Brew. We watched Jacob's Ladder,
okay.
which
Wow.
you want to talk about a mind twist of a movie. That is one to watch. It blends in like purgatory, the Bible, DMT states, and some of these deep psychological things that we go through with PTSD. So what a movie that was.
Okay. All right.
And
Yeah. It was
funny. It's funny how it makes sense with a lot of these things, right? Like chemical experiments on soldiers and,
yeah.
all of these government things coming out that experiments being pulled on people for years. Like it's here, it's in our face. They've been telling us from the beginning, and we're just starting to crack open the Tupperware lid. So,
Yeah. We're definitely in a cog. We're part of we're a spoke in the wheel for sure. And it's about trying to understand it, right? Well, what kind of spoke you are, I guess, in this machine that we're currently in. It's been
they
a
used to say the squeaky wheel gets the grease, but a lot of squeaking going on, and there's a lot of shit grinding to a halt. So I don't know how well that machine's oil anymore.
Troy, do you want to get involved in all that? All
Let's
that
do it.
shit that's going on in current events right now? Do you want to get involved in all that nonsense?
Why?
Do you
Why not?
believe that a lot of everything that's happening right now is more like engineered distraction? Like
Yes.
why give out like only 33 million of the files and redact like everything?
Well, and
Everything.
that's
Why are
only
you
that's only
redacting names of like not the victims' names, but you're redacting the emails of the people that are fucking predators to the victim?
well, that's unfortunately the way our system works, right? You are innocent until proven guilty, and you have to protect the integrity of people during an investigation, yada yada yada. But at this point where we're at with all of this crap, like we said this before, if you were under investigation for anything in any job that you had, you'd be put on administrative leave almost immediately until things got rectified. Here we don't. Now, is this a ploy to get Trump impeached? Who fucking knows at this point? Like, I don't want to speculate anymore because things are the craziest things could be true, right? But you know, it's to the point now where they're putting aliens in our face, like you said, like social collapse. Well, apparently in those files, Matt Groening's in those files, and people wonder why, the Simpsons could predict everything. Well, maybe they're just, again, like we said, slow burning the information out there because karmically they have to tell us what they're doing. So I don't know what the bigger distraction is, if this is all just nonsense and a distraction, because what could be bigger than this? This could literally cripple the entire world economy overnight. You know what I
Definitely
mean?
one.
Like, but
Yeah.
but that's just it. What's the end game? Like, what is the rebuilding of it? What is the structure that gets rebuilt after the flames? What phoenix comes from the fire? Is it a 1984 scenario, or do we find out who the corrupt people are, get rid of them, and then have the utopia once they're gone? I don't know. But the pedophiles are the ones in power, so I don't know how we're going to get the power away from them.
It's absolutely fucked. It's fucked. We got a demonic Satanist elite fucking group of
And
fucking like, you know, what Ted Cruz, what do you say, protect the pedophiles in a
yeah,
Senate hearing?
that was a little Freudian slip on his part, wasn't it?
Are you kidding me now? Like, is this where we're at in society right now? Is come on, what the, there's got to be an uprise a little bit, right? Well, no, not a little bit, a lot.
Let's think about it from the let's think about it from the evil perspective, right? They're in power right now. Why would they make pedophilia any more illegal than it already is? Why would they be asking to put minor attracted persons on the alphabet thing? It like we could tell you why. Why would they make anything real? Because they're doing it themselves. So why would they add any harsher punishments for shit that they already know is wrong? Do you know what I mean? Like it seems like they're creating a path for themselves, an exit strategy.
Yeah, they're trying to morally justify their fucking demonic Satanist behavior.
Yep.
And there is definitely I am a fucking, at this point, government should be definitely shut down over there, and there should be a huge investigation, in my opinion. Like,
What does a government shutdown look like? When we say a government shutdown, what does that look like, right? Because when you put the brakes
well,
on
you might
everything at the
actually
top,
have to
everything
have
at the
like,
line.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, there might have to be. There's obviously like these files. They go so deep. It's not like, okay, you can go into like CEOs and stuff like that, and you're like, okay, you're a sleep bag CEO, and you should be definitely charged and go through all that shit. But like when they're heavily entrenched into the government, into Senate, making laws. You know what's really interesting, Troy, is that, you know, like Peter Thiel,
The reptile
charge of
himself.
charge of the Pelletier and all that stuff, all that security, all the security cameras and everything like that. He's heavily adapted into these files. So when you look at all that stuff, like me as a parent, why would I feel comfortable with a fucking guy like that having
Think about it.
security cameras all over my own children?
Think about it though. If you really look at it, look at the PayPal mafia. 3 of the founders are in Trump's cabinet. 3 of them.
Yeah.
So if you want to look at everything it is, like for years, like look at Google. You can add Google to the mix. You have Google, you have PayPal. Google watches what you search and research. PayPal has been tracking for years what you buy. So if people think they're not already in the system, they're fooling themselves. They already know what you buy. They already know what you look up. All of this shit that's happening right now, the craziness in the world, like the rage there in infuriating the immigration stuff, it's all setting it up, it seems, to go, well, yeah, I want these criminals tracked and traced. I want these pedophiles tracked and traced. We should monitor who they are. This, that, and the other thing. It all seems like it's setting people up. Because you remember what all the boomers would say, right? I've got nothing to hide, so let it happen. It's not the point. They want to, that's how they're going to get the control of your privacy, your personal life, and everything. They're going to want you to willingly accept the mark. That's what the Bible says. You will willingly, even if you are the elect, be deceived to take it. What other way would you not take it to go? We're going to track criminals. It's gonna help society. It's going to make things better. That's what it seems like. That how they're going to get the population to willingly accept it, by creating all of these calamities. They want you to beg for government assistance, which most people do anyways, right? What's the
Well,
funniest
you
thing
know,
you've
for the
ever
most,
heard? I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Right?
yeah. Well, you know what? There hasn't been so much distrust in government ever since that big orange man started talking. You know, a lot,
I think it's always been there. I just think it's just been
Of
okay,
course,
now it's ridiculous. We have to
now it's to
handle
a
it.
point. Now it's to a point where it's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's I don't know. Like, again, these are the hands that you're leaving. You know, the public are leaving their trust into these hands right now, knowing what they know, and it's like, no, there's a big questions, and I know a lot of like a lot of humans are out there in that community and US and Canada and the world that we're all just like, fuck, So there will be an uprise. There will be an uprise, man. Like there won't be any of this shit fucking pushing forward or anything like that. Like I think for
Uh,
the most,
I
huh?
I think you don't give the government as much credit as people should be, right? Like
Huh?
we're talking aliens. That's the whole discussion of this episode here, and you don't think that's the next play? The only thing to make the Epstein list go away is fucking aliens. And what would they do to get aliens? To put that last staple of control into people. This is the push. This is what's happening. We're not getting out of this. You can have all your well wishing and all your support groups and all of these things. It's gonna be fucking aliens, and that's how they're gonna get people.
Yeah.
This is old. This is as old as time. People think they're gonna make a change, and like it's not. This has been going around for thousands of years. That's why it's tied to the occult. All of this shit, aliens included, are all tied to the occult. And we said this last season that Donald Trump would would Donald Trump would disclose aliens. And now I told you this. I
That
said
part.
nothing will. I told you this last year. I said this specifically. Nothing will come out until Spielberg's movie comes out. And look at
Yeah.
what
Well,
look what the dates are. A month after that Spielberg movie comes out, there have been rumors now, and it's getting even more and more pushed that Trump will be disclosing something with the UAP community on the 8th of July. That's a month and 2 days older than the disclosure movie comes out. If that does come out, we're vindicated again. Like at that point, there should be no question in anything that we are saying. But of course there will be, but there shouldn't be at that point because we have been right. And we're not Alex Jones. I don't watch fucking Alex Jones, but I've been right. You've been right. So if he
yeah.
discloses aliens on July, the Epstein files get buried, and then we focus on this new thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's that
And that's
simple,
where the
Troy.
discussion.
But like, I appreciate that kind of sentiment, but like, it's not that simple. But I think there's other people and other things and systems in play. There will be justice. There will be justice, and a lot of people will be. There will be
I
hung.
see that's kind of where I disagree with you because we you sent me the thing about
Mm.
the AI stuff and it
Hmm.
showed like the ways people will go and fragmenting and fraction. I think that's the most likely. You're not going to have unity at that point. You will fragment, people will fragment. There's not going to be anything there, especially when they shut off the power. So, like everyone thinks the internet's going to be around when this shit cooks off. You're fucking crazy. It's not going to be there. The only people who are going to survive through that when that happens are the people who are boomers and they're on their way out, and us, the final generation of people who did not have digital shit. We're going to be the
Hmm.
ones who are okay, but it's the people who were born with this digital shit. They're not going to make it. Everything is so inherently tied to digital. All they have to do is literally shut the lights off, and then we have no power.
Yeah.
And if you think about it from a military perspective, sure, okay, yeah, we'll have provisions, we'll be ready, blah blah blah. How are you gonna organize? Unless you have a ham radio, even if those work, how are you gonna make your logistics? How are you gonna make these bands of people? How are you gonna know disinformation from the truth when we don't have the internet anymore? It's gonna get more confusing. And we're not gonna be able to band together because you will have people who think they're right, militias,
I mean,
who have
that all
gangs.
could happen for sure. That all could
It's a
happen, but
fact. It's a
it's
fact.
not a
This is
fact. You can't say it's a fact. You can't just flat out say you
when
don't know
we have
100%. Like
examples. We have
you
examples of
can't say
societal
call it a
collapse.
fact, though. Like
We have examples today of that. We've seen what happened in
what?
Minneapolis twice taking Chad, and that's just small scale potatoes, but it happens. People fragment, gangs take over, and that's what we're getting. That's what will happen on a mass scale. The whole thing the zombie apocalypse shows is not about the zombies, it's about the human condition. That's what The Walking Dead's about. You watch that fucking show, it's boring as fuck when there's zombies there because it's about people fragmenting and trying to think that they're doing better. That's the whole point of the movie. That's the whole point of the philosophy.
Hmm.
That's why when you watch these movies and you see, cool, it's a slasher film about aliens, but that's not the important part. It's the social commentary in the back because that's what they've been telling us for years, and
Yeah.
nothing has gotten better except the social commentary has been proven more and more true. Prime
Yeah.
example of that is They Live. That is always a go-to movie, and I think anybody who even watches that could not disagree that that's where we are heading. Again, like that's again where some people have their head buried so far in the sand, thinking that can never happen here. I'm
Well,
sorry, it's never happened here. That's the difference. It's not that it could never happen here. It's just never happened here. Europe has seen this go down that like for thousands of years. It's not
Yeah,
like
for
you
sure.
can't topple an economy. When we had monarchies, people killed their fucking kings and queens. It hasn't happened here yet, and we're on the verge of that happening. But that's the thing. The New World, they don't want that shit to happen here. That's why they structured everything. If you look at everything that we're based on here in North America, the founding stuff is Masonic, Scottish Rite Masonry. So there's no way to say that they've had their thumb on the world for 200 years. This isn't a new system. This system's been around forever because it's the Babylonian magic shit. And prime example of that, I have a clip that we could show of Roseanne Barr when she was calling this shit out years ago. And look what's in the Epstein files. She was called crazy, and here we are with vampirism. You know what? I will bring that one up, actually. Not this one.
Doop, 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 doop. Whatever, though. There we go.
You know they eat babies. That is not bullshit. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood.
Perfect. So you can also read that. You know, there's you just type in the government search there, U.S. files. You could type in like child eating and all that stuff, and the keywords and stuff like that, and you can see through the emails what they were writing. Jeffrey Epstein was writing, you know, like babies taste like cream cheese or something like that, like just demonic satanic shit, right?
And either they're eating babies or it's sexualization. Either way, it's happening. And that is exactly what vampirism is. Vampirism is taking the essence of a person. That's what a succubus is. It draws the life force. That's where we get the Gnostic view of things about Loosh and fear farming and adrenochrome. That's where it all comes from.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It's happening.
It's happening. And there's a lot of stuff. Did you see the Kanye West 2002 music video? Have you seen that?
I don't watch Kanye. It's not my genre of music, so I don't know.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's a genre of music or something like that. It's he had cutouts of Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Jay-Z, Donald Trump, P. Diddy, and kids going in, being dragged, like forcibly being dragged in. So like back in 2002, again, like when you look back at like all the little signs and things, it's like these people are trying to tell you through the music and art.
Corey Feldman's been trying to tell people since the 80s.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Shirley Temple, Julie Garland, all of these people from like back in the early 20s. The casting couch has been around, and it's a humiliation ritual at best. And that's the thing with Shirley Temple. I'm pretty sure it was Shirley Temple is the one whose mother took the bullet for her on the casting couch over her.
So
I could be wrong. That could be Julie Garland, but one of those two.
So what's going on in Hollywood? What's going on in the US that makes this shit happen like that? Like what the hell?
Well, let me ask you the question. Why was Kanye able to say this back in 2002 and Cat Williams said the exact same thing in 2024? Why are they in the know and nobody's been brought to justice? Why has it been an open secret for so long? Like it's there.
But you can see Cat Williams is not part of the club. You can see
how do they know?
And you can see the downfall of Kanye too, right? You can see that. And I'm not saying like he's all messed up, but you can see he's you know, there's something different than him and how Jay-Z conducts himself.
Well, what about Mel Gibson? He's another
one. Oh, that's a good one. Mel Gibson. Yeah, exactly, man. How they freaking anything that he did, anything that Mel Gibson did was like fucking Like this one slip.
Yep.
It was like
And he
something.
was an Oscar-winning person, right? And because he was a Catholic, everything got poo-pooed after Passion. After Passion of the Christ, he was a pariah. Him and Jim Caviezel,
Mm.
you know, like there's something to Christianity, dude. They hate Christianity so fucking much. They hate out of all of them. And the sad part is, like, Judaism and the Muslim stuff, it's the same Abrahamic God, man, but they are allowed to dunk on Christianity and nothing else. Like the shit going on with Israel right now, it's Kabbalah, and you're not allowed to say anything about it. Now, for people who don't know, Kabbalah and Judaism are two separate things. Kabbalah is literally just a witchcraft version of Jewish stuff, just like we have our Enochian magic and Christianity shit. Like all of these things are tied together. And it all comes back down to, innocence.
Here,
Taking
put this up. Put
innocence.
this up here. Put this up here. This is good shit. This is good shit. This is in 2002.
No sound.
So you don't get sound?
Very low.
Well, it's not that. So these are kids being dragged, right? This is the music video. They're being dragged, and these are all cutouts. P. Diddy, Jay-Z, Trump. Crazy.
There's a Justin Bieber one that just dropped like that too, which actually turned my stomach. I'll see if I can find that. But yeah, it's all coming out. It's like, is this controlled? Like, is it?
I don't know.
I don't even know anymore. It's hard.
Drop this.
Justin
Drop this
Bieber, weird video.
Probably leads into, this is Jim Brower right here. He's pretty good. You'll notice him off of what's that movie? What's it? Half Baked. Half Baked. Yeah. He was off Half Baked. Anyways, he does a good stand up, but like he really has some pretty good, like, he's pretty deep into this stuff too. He's good stuff. But like, here's a little, like, just what we're gonna segue into UAPs and is this a big distraction? Who knows? You have sound?
I can't hear you. I can't hear it. I think you got to turn your YouTube up.
You never believed in them. You better start talking to them because they already knew about this.
There you go.
I'm telling you right now, this is just wave number one. I don't know what they got lined up, but I'll tell you this. You okay over there? I'm just going to tell you this. From my standpoint, I've been praying to God for a very long time that humanity will start to be aware of this, no matter how horrifying it's going to be. In my honest opinion, it's about time that some humanity understands pure demonic evil truly exists, and it's in your society, and it's your politicians, left, right, Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, all of them, they're not your heroes. They're not your heroes. You're rock stars. You're not your heroes. You're athletes, the owners. You haven't seen, this is, you're just getting the tip of an iceberg. And I'm not sure if some of you are ready for what's about to come. And this is what gets exhausting sometimes.
Right?
That's not wrong.
Right?
No.
It's crazy. So then we got what do we got going on here with all this UAP stuff? 2 years ago? Well, no, actually a few years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago.
It started coming with the what were they? The drones. The Jersey drones started all of it.
Yeah. So we got the Jersey drones, Mexico. You can throw that up there. Mexico presented in Congress. Boom. This as a stunt. It's a stunt.
Yeah, see that
And
one. I think the Peruvian mommies there, they got like they were like made of like cake product or something crazy.
so
That's the
you got a
thing.
lot
That's
of
the thing where the discernment is required with this stuff because like there's a lot of misinformation stuck in between all of this, and it's all by design.
it's all confusion, it's all distraction. We got drones, UAPs happening. What else do we got here? Fucking this is the UAP Congress key moments.
I'm trying to find that because you brought that up. I'm trying to find the Justin Bieber one because that was wild to me. There was a music video, I think he privately made it, and it kind of slow burned a lot of um this this background shit. I'm just trying to find it. I apologize.
There's
I
a
didn't have
freaking
it actually.
gasoline fire going on, dude. Like there is like we are dry brush with fucking a ton of lighter fluid on it, and it is about to spark. And it's like, wow. So what's gonna end up happening? The what did Trump send out immediately after pretty much all the bullshit that's been going on with Espine? He throws out another like, don't look at this, don't look at this. He threw out like that Lion King meme where he had Obama's faces on apes and shit.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
No, I did not.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
God, dude. Yeah, it's insane. But it's like, again, it's like the lesser of insane. Yeah, you can call me whatever you want to call, but don't call me that. Right? Like,
Right.
don't look at that. Don't look at that. Fuck.
Well, they don't want you to look over here to look over there, right? Don't look over what this guy's doing, right? We're in the end of times, man. Like, there's nothing more I can say. Like, it feels like it's, any of the people viewing here, like, put your thing in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are because this takes a toll on the body. Like what we're seeing here today, it takes a toll, and we're trying to make sense of it, and it just, I don't know.
Yeah, that's an actual video, Mark. Yeah, definitely, man. Like, check out that video. Check out that music video. It's Workout Plan by Kanye West. Back in 2002, he put that out there. And you didn't really think twice about it, right? Like in 2002, fuck, right? Like you're just like, but like kids being dragged into and then in front of like Diddy, Cutout, Trump, Bill Gates. What else did they have there? Yeah,
Oh, they
anyways.
took the video down. That's why I can't find it. The Justin Bieber video. They took it down. Okay. Well, I'll just bring the video up then, just to show everybody, because it's tied into exactly what you were just talking about when you put up the that video with Kanye. This.
Oh, that's a cute little kitty cat.
I don't
Fucking
know what
another
that was.
distraction. Another gesture distraction.
Yep. I'm false flagging you all right now. So yeah, check this video out.
Damn.
So this was cryptically just put out by Justin Bieber. And the video, I can't find it anymore. But if we look at here, like, do you see the symbolism here?
Pizzagate.
We got Pizzagate, angel wings, he's crying, purple out of the eyes. That's what Amin was saying about Christ and stuff, the Christ oil and stuff. But yeah, like the deciphering hidden in plain sight. So let's read this. That video produced with Skillrix, where sketches flash rapidly over Bieber's dancing figure. These drawings were supposedly done by fans and artists. At normal speeds, the images are just a colorful blur, but if you slow them down, the analysis shows harrowing messages that symbols most viewers missed. You can you can see phrases like "help me" and "I want out" across the screen. That stands in total contrast to the upbeat electronic music. The sheer amount of distress themes makes fans wonder if the purpose behind it leads to Bieber trying to signal away from distress from the media. How Yummy exposes a dark, like, this is hard to read, man. Just reading some of this shit. Yummy.
Crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you can see the hurt in that kid's eyes, man.
There's no way he's lying. If you look at that video before he went over to Diddy's house and anything after that weekend, that 72 hours, fucking, that's when the ritual happened. That's when his life was changed for the worse. And nobody fucking cares.
Yeah.
See if I can find the Skrillex video. Skrillex. I don't even know how to spell that stupid fucking name. Where is it? Where are you now? Okay, there we are. I found it. No, I didn't. Where is that? Is that called Where Are You Now? Sorry, I totally dropped the ball on that, guys. I apologize.
Yeah. I don't know. But there's just so many symbolisms. Like, look at the Ellen DeGeneres like fucking backdrop, man. Like 100%.
Jeffrey Epstein's Island.
100%. Like the freaking fuck me, man.
Do you remember hearing about the Wayfair stuff back in the day that everybody wrote off as ridiculous? Do you remember the Wayfair stuff? That's coming back.
Oh, buddy, I think it's pretty deep. I think it's pretty deep.
I found the video. It's Justin Bieber's "Where Are You Now" video. Let's have a look at that and compare it, because you showed that video before as well. We're gonna have to break this up, guys, because YouTube's bullshit, but you'll see the symbolism as we play it. Okay. I'm just gonna take this shit off.
Yeah. Chip. Like, why can't we all just kind of get along and fucking be responsible and respectful? Okay, go.
So watch the symbolism in this. This is where gotta pause it.
Go pause it for a minute.
2, 3, 4, and go. Here we go.
Gave you the key when the door wasn't open. Just admit it. See, I gave you faith, turned your doubt into hope. Can't deny it. Now I'm all alone in my
Another pause. Sorry, guys. We have to do this. We get flagged a lot now.
joys, turn them open. Tell me, where are you now that I need you? Where are you now? Where are you now that I need you? So where are you now that I need you?
What are you painting right now?
Here we go.
Where are you now that I need you?
Pause it. Pause it in between that.
There we go. Like, look at these random pauses we get.
Wow. Where are you now? The devil. Angel, right? Devil. Okay.
I'm just going to click quick and see what we can grab. What is that? I can't even see what that says.
No, it's just a bunch of fucking
upside down peace signs, angel wings. I can't read the words.
Oh, fire, son.
Let's go to the club, yo. Like, he shouldn't have been saying this. Like, this was back in 2005. So, like, what does he know about being in the club? Clown show, clown shoes, humiliation ritual, fake smile. It's ironically the symbol at the beginning of the video, too.
Yeah.
Darkness and light. I'm the
bad boy.
What does that mean?
Now, is this art that like kids, like his fans, gave him?
Yeah,
like,
they said this was fan art, but
fan art.
remember, regardless if it's fan art or not, the fans didn't edit this, right? So this was all intentional. Like even like again, the symbol. There it is again. Where are you now? There's the spirals again.
Oh, what do we got?
These
What
are
do we got?
all
What do we got?
things that you see when you're going through these. Now, does it look like high school desk art? Of course it does. But
does
there's
it?
more to this.
Oh,
There's the native
okay.
shaman connection.
Okay.
That,
All
there's what a
right.
trip looks like.
Yeah. It's not a phase, Mom. Hot topic.
False God. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was quick.
Oh,
There was.
oh, you had it. You had it. You had it. There you go. Pause.
False God, yeah. There's the eyeballs, the beast, checkered floors. Like, are we seeing symbolism, guys? Like, this is all the occult stuff we're talking about. All the Jim Carrey,
That's the eyeball, dude. Yeah.
It's all here, guys.
And I was on my knees.
Anyway, we won't play any more of that. The point is, everybody, this kid's been asking for help and it's been in front of our face for years and nobody gives a fuck. Okay?
Yeah.
Corey Feldman was the same way. Just because he dresses up like Michael Jackson, we don't believe him because he's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Well, I think you'd be too if your life was literally drugs and rape. Right? What's happened to Biebs, man? Drugs and rape.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
it's pretty crazy stuff.
How would you function? How would you function if your life was the
Oh,
casting
God,
couch?
dude. Like, how would I function? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. If that was, you would want justice. You would want something like that.
And who do you tell when you're in that level of power? Who do you tell at that point when you're a millionaire and you can't get help from anybody? Who's in charge?
Yeah.
Who's in charge?
Well,
Why are the cops not doing their fucking job?
Well, you're flat out.
And it's not the cops. And it's not the cops. Let me take that back. It's not the cops. It's the fucking district attorneys and the prosecutors who are not fucking taking these things seriously. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously it's a disgusting fucking sense of behavior that is being very much controlled and powered and ran by power and control, by money, by fucking, if a millionaire gets to a point where they can't even get the help, so billionaire class are like above humans, above everything. Like they can just literally they literally talk, and throughout those emails they don't look at you as a person. They don't look at you as a person. You're scum. You're dirt. You're a parasite.
But meanwhile, in the background, they are the biggest degenerates in the world, and they're trying to brainwash us into degeneracy. Like we're starting to see that even now. Like a couple of years ago, there was a fucking Canadian. You know what? I'm gonna bring that up. There was a sailor that was pushing minor attracted person stuff throughout the fleet, right? And what do they get? Posted and promoted, maybe fined. That's about the most that they got out of it. And this is what people are, allowing to be okay with. But if you have any opinion outside of that, other than that, like you're going to be raked across the coals. Meanwhile, it's okay to, hold up pedophiles. Like the world we live in is it's upside down.
It's a really, really hot topic. Really hot topic. It is upside down, and it's not something that majority at all of society or culture really ever will agree with. Ever. You got to protect the kids, period. That's flat out it. Let's get into UPAs.
Well, hold on a second. I want to play this while we close out on that, just because this adds to it. This is literally where our world's at. For people who don't want to, or people who don't want to hear it, it is what it is. Like, the facts don't care about your feelings. That was the wrong one. I apologize. This is the right one right here. We're going to stop through this every now and then, but this is a good discussion so people can see that we're not just speaking out.
Members are supposed to be the most upstanding citizens, the ultimate country servers and protectors, which is why you will never believe what this supposedly esteemed naval member had to say about pedophilia. Tamara Ugolini here with Rebel News to bring you a now deleted post by a Canadian Navy member who goes by the name of Navy Jessica on social media. Many of you have been sounding the alarm on the increasingly fetishized and sexual deviancy seen in pride celebrations, from the never-ending alphabet of inclusivity to forcing the whole of society to engage in and validate gender dysphoria as some sort of virtuous identity fact, instead of the theorized ideologue that it is. Many have been saying that all of this is a slippery slope to an all-encompassing obsession with deviancy, paving the way for validated pedophilia under the term MAPS, that is, minor attracted person. And apparently, Canada's very own naval member, Jessica, wanted to chime in on the Pride festivities seen throughout the month of June, including obscure perversion, and posted the following comments on her social media. Pride is for everyone, and every sexuality is valid, and every experience is valid. MAP rights are human rights, and MAP is a legitimate part of the queer community and culture. At least one commenter pushed back on this disgusting comment by saying, no, minors cannot consent. Those who are older have significant power over minors. It is not a consensual or equal relationship. But Navy Jessica responds further, reinforcing her position as valid. The UN 8 March principles.
So, obviously, right? How do you fucking comprehend that? Is like, what about the child?
Yep, and they're putting the feelings of the perpetrator before the child. The child cannot make a decision. The other person knows it's wrong. They're the ones that have the lustful feelings, not a child. They're grooming. And this is a Canadian Forces fucking person who I know got posted and promoted after this.
Don't get personal with it.
And hidden. Because this is it, right? Nobody's taking this shit seriously, but we can raise a flag about all this other crap, but we can't point out the negative stuff from it. The beginning of this video, everyone's walking around naked. Why do we have to walk around naked during these events? Why can't we keep that shit behind? I don't care what you do, as long as you're not hurting people. Do it behind closed doors. Why are we doing this?
Well, this is what's been going on, right? It's been like, so
and this goes right to Epstein. This goes right to, we have idiots here who are openly discussing it now. Here's the slippery slope. They want this to be true, that they're open. They're not afraid to talk about it anymore.
Throw that up there. We'll throw that up there right now. We'll throw that up. We'll finish this. Just read the bottom line there, and then we'll do the Ted Cruz thing.
We'll just let it play through.
For human rights states, sexual conduct involving persons below the domestically prescribed minimum age of consent to sex may be consensual in fact, if not in law. The Geneva-based International Commission of Jurists wrote in March with an assist from UNAIDS and the Office of the United Nations Commissioner for Human Rights. This particular statement received a lot of backlash on social media, with some saying that the UN was essentially calling for the decriminalization of sex between minors and adults, prompting the UN to issue clarification where they state, in the application of law, it is recognized that criminal sanctions are not appropriate against adolescents of similar ages for consensual, somehow legitimate. About the textbook definition of pedophile. Jessica responds with a book that she has read,
Here we
A
go.
Long Dark Shadow by Alan Walker. It teaches you that it's not about self-control. People don't choose to be attracted to minors, and it explains why pedophile is a derogatory term. A Long Dark Shadow, Minor Attracted People and Their Pursuit of Dignity, was written by a now resigned university professor who claims that this work has been mischaracterized partly on the basis of their trans identity. It would appear that the book attempts to destigmatize pedophilia by prioritizing the feelings of deviant, disturbed, perverted adults over the protection of innocent children. Lo and behold, some of the comments of this book review on Goodreads.com says this is part of an ongoing agenda, tactical air control of helicopters, international aircraft, and fixed-wing marine craft. The job and title is a recognized NATO qualification granted to naval operators. Jessica Silva's LinkedIn has since been removed. Since we know that soldiers could not partake in any freedom-oriented initiatives throughout the COVID hysteria, whether it be speaking out against the government-sanctioned COVID-19 vaccine mandates or advocating against knee-jerk public health restrictions without facing chain-of-command repercussions, Rebel News wanted to reach out to the media contact at the Navy to see if this member conduct was okay. We asked, does the Navy have a policy pertaining to pedophilia and member conduct? If so, how does the military address active military members that promote or otherwise engage in pedophilic normalization? Media Relations responded with the following. Harmful and inappropriate conduct, be it through words or actions, is completely incompatible with the values and culture of the Royal Canadian Navy. The chain of command will not hesitate to act and, if necessary, remove from our ranks those who are unwilling to conduct themselves professionally.
Okay, so we'll just end it on that last note. Long story short, she still keeps her job. So that's as far as the CF is willing to put their members out on the chopping block these days. So
Wow.
that's
Well,
just the
yeah,
whole point of
yeah,
this shit
like-
is everyone's asking what's going on in the world and what's
You're not
happening and this is exactly the reason why. This is why the Epstein files are happening.
Yeah,
This
put
is
this up
exactly
here.
what they
That's
want
true.
to have happen. Well, hold on. This is exactly what they want to have happen. And the fact that nobody wants to watch this, I'm going to show the whole video. I don't care because you need to see it. It's uncomfortable, but it's factual because this is where the slippery slope brings us. We're almost there, guys. Jeffrey Epstein is proof of all of this nonsense. And right here, you have an example in the United States. So please let this one play through.
So this is at the Senate, Matt.
And
And
that's where all the
tragically,
fucking
this
pedophiles
pattern
live.
keeps on happening. Now, Senator Booker also said we should have bipartisan agreement. I think that's a great idea. We should have bipartisan agreement. How about we all come together and say, let's stop murders?
I agree.
How about we all come together and say, let's stop rape?
I agree.
How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles? And tragically, this pattern keeps on happening.
Say that
Now,
again. Play that
Senator
again.
Booker also said we should have
What?
What the fuck? Play that again.
bipartisan agreement. I think that's a great idea. We should have bipartisan agreement. How about we all come together and say, let's stop murders?
Yeah,
How about we all come together and say, let's stop rape?
let's do it.
How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles? And tragically, this pattern
Somebody
keeps on
said the
happening.
quiet part out loud.
Now, Senator Booker also
Fuck.
Wow. Are you awake yet, people? Are you guys awake yet? Are you seeing that this is not just two people getting stoned talking shit? Like, this is really happening within your communities?
Wow.
Right.
Wow. Now that's at the freaking Senate floor. That's like the highest level of government you can be in, right? You know, like you're having discussions that are being watched around the world,
But as we've
being
known,
influenced around
every
the
one of
world.
those positions does it. So what's going on?
If it doesn't
Hey,
make you feel a little bit sticky, icky, oh fuck! I just want to move in the woods and have my Bible with me, buddy, and just fucking
And this
shut
and
off
this
the
is, and this
society.
is
Why
my
does anybody
point.
want to be a part of this shit? Why does
And this
anybody
is-
want to be a part of it?
This is my point. And then we have the things like we just showed with Rebel News. We're normalizing it, and we want sympathy for these. That's what they want. That's why they're not making shit illegal, because they're all in on it. Once it all comes out, they're going to want softer sentences than what the public's willing to give them, and that's why. They want this to be a mental condition. So I have an excuse of victimhood. Don't hurt me, blah, blah. There's no recidivism for these people, but bullets. And that's spiritually. Even spiritually, that is the worst thing you can do. We need to wake the fuck up and take I don't care if they are a millionaire or not.
Right.
Proceeds of crime, as far as I'm concerned, take everything from theirs and put it back to the people and put these bastards, these monsters away.
Yeah, 100%. There has to be protection of children, and there has to be protection of the victims, and there has to be justice for the victims, and there has to be some sort of direction in our society that's based on fucking truth and honor.
Well, here's three questions to ask yourselves. Here's three questions to really stew on and ask yourselves. When is a victim no longer a victim? When is innocence no longer fucking there anymore? And when do we stop believing people? Like, these are the questions we need to ask, because that you wonder why people don't come forward and shit comes out 20 years later. A lot of these people did come out. No one believed them to the point where they just stopped talking about it. We can't go back to that. We cannot go back. We cannot, not one step backward. We have to keep our foots dug into the ground and hold the line and see what the fuck else is there. That's the only way we're going to protect anybody. It's not about taking pitchforks to Parliament and killing people. It's not about doing any of that, inciting violence. No. It's about coming together and saying, we're not doing this anymore.
And you know what? George Carlin said it best. You know, you're just not part of the club. They're not part of it.
George Carlin was a prophet. At this point, George Carlin was a prophet, because he saw things. He saw things just as much as Aldous Huxley saw things, just as much as all these people are, like, all these predictive programming people. Like, some of them aren't all evil. Some of them just, again, can see the chessboard and know what's up. Not all of them are bad and playing a script. A lot of them can just play chess. That's what it comes down to. And we need to start looking at these additional moves, because you might think what's coming next, but they're like five steps ahead of us already. That's why we're getting aliens this year. Regardless if I don't care if they're fucking rubber men in suits. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting aliens this year. It doesn't matter where they come from, what they are. The ruse will be there. So buckle up, because now we know that they touch kids. They don't want us to stop them from touching kids, so let's give them another fucking distraction. Maybe we'll just say the aliens were abducting the kids now and blame it all on them. Do you see how crazy this shit goes?
No, it's insane. It's insane. It's a problem. It's a fucking problem. Tim Tebow, Timmy Tebow. He does a episode with Sean Ryan. And it's a pretty good episode. It's a really upsetting episode if you fucking watch it. But like, he shows a map of like the United States, and it's the most all the red marks are the most child pornography, whatever, fucking, and within, and then there's so many, and it's like these United States is the worst. It's the worst in the world. It's the worst. It's the worst. So when you look at all that, I
promise you, everybody has at least one on their street. That is a fucking statistical fact, and that's terrifying.
So it's like a disease. It's like a disease. Once you start influence that disease and stuff like that, and you're like, you make that no. In culture, we fucking work it out. We know.
Spiritual rabies. I call it spiritual rabies, because rabies, there's no cure for it, and there's no cure for pedophilia. Fucking get rid of them. We put the dog down. Put the fucking dog down.
Yeah.
You know, I love dogs. My dog had rabies. I'd put her down. You know.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's just no fixing shit.
Yeah, no, it's a fucking disgusting fucking disease on society right now. It's a fucking demonic, satanic fucking gross.
But again, it posed the question. Like, we had this conversation with Usha months ago with the cults, right? Are pedophiles made, or are they born? That's the question. There's the nature versus nurture question again.
I don't. Right? Yeah, like, I mean, but you get these content creators that are out nowadays, right? Like, you get these certain fucking names that are out there right now that are talking about openly how to groom young humans, start them when they're like whatever age at 14, and then grooming them up into whatever you want to be, whatever. Like all that kind of fucking mindset that is being influenced right now on these fucking platforms, on YouTube, on 4chan, on Reddit, on fucking all that stuff. When you go to a grocery or mall or something, you see young susceptible minds that are fucking being like, oh, that's how you be a man. That's how you be this kind of. That's disgusting. So yeah, is it born? Are you born, or are you being influenced to be that way? So that's the real
Because remember when we were talking about the generational abuse going through the cult, right? Where they were like raised into it, and it was like, well, dad did this to me, and I did this to my brother, and we were doing this for, and then they grow up, right?
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, well, what do you do with those people? I said that before. I'm like, maybe that's like the one line where I can have a little bit of empathy for them, but at the same time, like once that's instilled in them, there's no fixing them. So unfortunately, like there's nothing you can do. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well,
it's
we're at a point right now where Bill Clinton, he flat out said like he will testify. Hillary Clinton will testify, but it has to be in public within the Senate and fucking under oath.
how much fun about it would be like the Jeffrey Epstein interview. I plead the Fifth Amendment, my Fifth and 14th Amendment.
No,
It's
no,
probably all it's gonna
like,
be.
like fuck, man. And then you gotta have the other people, fucking Bill Gates. You gotta have all them under oath and fucking. And if they want to plead the Fifth Amendment, fucking okay, let's have a conversation about that. Then you shouldn't be holding positions of power.
But
You know?
what happens when they just leave the country and there's nothing you can do? They go to just a country where you can't extradite them from it, and you go, okay, but then Microsoft collapses overnight, and I'm surprised it hasn't yet. It's about like Xbox is gonna be gone. Like all of these big platforms people love, they're gonna fucking disappear.
Well,
Buy
there's
stock in Sony.
so
Buy
much
stock
about
in
it.
Sony.
There's so much about it all, right? Like even games like Fortnite. Fortnite being a trafficking ring for kids and shit like that. Like there's
Call
a
of
lot
Duty
of
and
discussion about
Activision
that,
is tied to this. Call of
you know?
Duty and Activision.
So it's like you're grooming. So you got to be aware of all that shit. That's why, like my kid doesn't fucking play anything online. He doesn't. It's you know what I mean? Like, and it's supervised. Like because there's so many predators out there.
Yep.
There's so many
And
fucking
if
predators.
it's not the Predators, then there's a shit ton of trolls who are no better. Like I
Yeah.
jump on Hell Let Loose every now and then, and I look at some of the display names of people, and I just shake my head and I go, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah. No, for sure. So we're gonna be probably looking at like aliens coming up here in the fucking next short little while, eh?
They
Pretty
say
wild.
Trump's July 8th is his big speech about it, right? And it makes sense because I said to you before, like nothing will happen until Spielberg's movie comes out, right? Because they have to tell us. So Spielberg's movie comes out in June, and then Trump's speech is a month later. That's pretty sus.
Yeah, that's pretty sus for sure. That's
And that
pretty sus.
Jeremy Corbell dork was going around
That's
going,
pretty
I
sus.
can't say it. I don't know if it's going to be 2026, but they could change the date. But 2027 is the date that I'm getting. Like that whole spiel he went on. So everything's lining up in preparation for that. Right?
Yeah, there's something big that's gonna fucking pop off. And if you're not fucking like I don't know what's gonna fucking pop off, but like when I see the markets and stuff like that, and I've been looking at this since like 2020. Really,
you have to read the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation to know what the fuck's happening right now.
I don't.
You have to.
I don't fucking give a fuck.
It's
like
not
whatever.
shit.
Like who knows if it's engineered though? Try like you know what I mean. Like you can go completely fucking like I just want to go socks and flip flops and go live in the desert and be like it's the end of the apocalypse, or is it fucking human engineered and just manipulation and like trying to be in fucking inside your heads and shit like that.
If it's either way, they're going to be taking from you. That's the whole point.
Oh,
all of this stuff talks about materialism. If you're tied to your stuff and your emotions and your bullshit, you're going to be tied to all of this nonsense anyways. Like you have to be okay with fucking losing your house. You have to be okay with fucking I will figure it out. You have to be able to survive and be cool with it. That's the whole point of the book of Job. That's the most important book, especially for people going through rough times right now. That is a book you should be reading.
Yeah, you got to be okay
with everything else is concerned. With everything else is concerned with the book, like whether it's a fucking staged event or not, the book of Revelation and the book of Daniel literally are happening right now. So if it's scripted, that's where they're getting it from. They're gonna build off of it anyways. If you don't think there's half of 3/4 of the world population believe in an Abrahamic God. Okay, that's billions of people. You're not going to switch them overnight unless it's a biblical fucking distraction. You're not going to convince them. And that's what's going to happen. It's going to be biblical at best. That's why the plan would be the book of Revelation. That third temple gets built, regardless if you believe it, the viewers believe it or not. There's billions of people who will believe from that day forward, the foundation of that fucking building being built, that there are 3 years left. So it should be taken seriously and looked at, because everyone else is going to be looking at it. It's not just, you don't stay with the majority, but you look at it, study to show thyself worthy, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it's all coming down to, because everything, the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, the Kabbalah, it's Jewish mysticism, which is tied to religion. So if you're just not going to pick up a book in the Bible and just assume shit, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about to most of the people out there. The foundation is where it's at. That's why you're going to figure these things out. Everything they're going to do is they're going to mimic aliens for those people who don't believe in God, and they're going to mimic a second Christ for people who do believe in God. That was the whole point of Blue Beam. There's billions of people, you are not going to rattle their faith. It's not going to happen. The Muslims, especially, you're not going to rattle their faith.
So like, it's interesting what you said there, and you said a bunch of really, like, you know, but is it engineered, or is it just biblical times, you know? But
either way, it's going to play out like the Bible for people. It's going to play out that way.
We'll wait and see.
Read Revelation.
It's a very fucking interesting moment for sure, in space and time that we're currently living in. And you could have, like, you know, walking throughout your days and stuff like that, and show that, like, compassion and fucking whatever, empathy, and try to be kind and stuff. But as a human, you have to also have a lot of fucking discernment and know what's good and bad. What's good and bad.
Discernment without knowing the foundations of stuff? If you don't know the
fuck, man, you can start with the Epstein files. You can start with that. You can have a little bit of discernment on that. Why are world leaders not in Western society saying that they're fucking eating babies? Why?
Yes, so the question is, why are they using Kabbalism and rituals? If you don't know what Kabbalah ritual is, then you don't have a foundation into knowing where it comes from. And that's the whole point of it. You could say they're doing this, but the ritual is the important part, because that's where the ball is, the devil, all that shit. So if people are not reading the fucking Bible to understand what they're talking about with Baal, they're not going to understand who the fuck Baal is anyways. That's why all of these books are important. The New Age books, all of it is tied together. New Age is Kabbalah, period. Yeah. It is Kabbalah. And Kabbalah is old Jewish magic that Christianity is derived from. So unless you know the foundations, you're not going to understand why they're doing these fucking crazy fucking things. It's not just because they have a lust to fuck kids. Part of it is, but it's, again, that ritual magic. Now it's literally manipulating people. That's what manipulation is what they used to call what they're doing right now, these honeypot schemes. I'm going to have something on you, and you're going to do as I say, otherwise I'm going to tear you down. This is a story as old as time. The royals used to fucking have bastard children out of wedlock and send them to the fucking Tower of London or nut houses to hide their fucking misdescription. Like, all of these things happen. Nobody is perfect. And people forget what is a monarch? A monarch was literally supposed to be a direct middleman between us and God. That's who they were. That's why they had divine right. That's why they had God-given right to be king. And they're all degenerates. That's not the middleman to God. Fucking, it's a fake person, because they're worshiping the wrong God, the God of the material world, which is Satan or Baal or Moloch, whatever you want to call it. That's who they worship, regardless if you believe it or not. That's who these people believe.
Right.
And it's always going to be wrapped around it. People are going to say, throw away the religion from everything. You cannot do that. You can't, because that's literally what Israel wants. Israel wants the third temple. Bibi wants the third temple. All of this Epstein shit's tied to it. They need the United States to fucking be their buffer zone to build that fucking building so the Muslims can't destroy it. That's the whole purpose of this shit. Regardless if you believe in God or not, or money, it doesn't matter. The rest of the world does, and that sandbox is always going to be a problem until it gets rectified. People do not realize 6,000 years of history is tied to what the fuck's going on right now, and we don't even live there. But everything's going to be based on it. We're in a very dangerous time. Like, we've already proven Jeffrey Epstein was the greatest fucking super spy ever. Ever. This is the biggest story to ever hit the world stage in at least 200 years, if not longer. Like, this is going to destroy governments. And the people holding the money, the investors, and all of the people backing certain companies are going to do a bank run and pull their fucking money out before they lose their investments, because that's what any good business person does. And the ones who are implicated, they're on the run, or going to be on the run. It's all House of Cards, man. And we know. But what is the idea of the next utopia after this reset happens? Because one of two resets happens. We either get the 1984 reset, or we get all of these bastards that we fucking throw away in jail and lock away the key and take all their resources and start anew. Like, these are the two options. But then we have fucking aliens in the mix now. Like, there's always going to be something.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. There's going to be a correction for sure. Going to be a correction for sure.
Like, when you and I talked the last time, we were talking about even the Boolean market. When it dropped, what was like 30%, it dropped the one day, and then like the next day it dropped another 12.
Yeah.
Hey, it is not good. 2026 has been a doozy, and we're not even through the second month yet.
It's crazy market manipulation going on, and
that's what scares me as well. When you have one person who could just fucking tweet or put out a meme and the markets adjust based on someone else's speculation, that's terrifying. So when people say, like, you know, like, oh, well, this isn't going to do anything to the markets, like, well, if Elon Musk can, you know, tweet Dogecoin and it goes up a stupid amount of money, how would it not do the opposite if one of those people were implicated in the fucking pedophilia? 100%. Like, that's the thing. If the rumor is Jeffrey Epstein may have been the creator of fucking Bitcoin, like, if he was, what is that going to do to Bitcoin? That's going to crash it, because it's going to create a bank run. People aren't going to want to be associated with it. They're going to want to get rid of it as quick as possible and put their money into an asset that's viable, that's not tied to kids. And you're going to see a bank run, and people are going to. That's why it would go to zero.
I mean, Troy, that's not an argument, dude. Like, gold's tied to kids and slavery. Like, you know what I mean? Like, money, fiat.
But gold has always been. Gold has always been.
You can't argue that. That's not the argument. The argument, like, first of all, Jeffrey Epstein is not the creator. He's not the creator of fucking Bitcoin. It's already been debunked. All that fucking.
Who's the creator of Bitcoin? Who's the creator of Bitcoin?
Nobody knows who the creator of Bitcoin is.
Exactly. Give me a name. Give me a name.
Well, there's a few. There's a few, like, top.
Who's the top shareholder of Bitcoin? Do we know? We do not.
They're countries.
Who is the trigger man for Bitcoin? Give me the answer. Nobody. You said it. Nobody knows. That is a liability.
You're saying Jeffrey Epstein's the fucking creator. I'm telling you, he is not. He is.
No,
debunked.
I said if debunked. He is. I said if he were to speculate, this is what would tank Bitcoin. That's what I said. I did not say he was. I said it's speculated.
Theories are just completely fucking misinformation that just punches out all this nonsense about.
Agreed. Agreed. But the point I was making, you don't have to defend Bitcoin because, like, you got money in it.
Bitcoin. I'm not. Go invest.
What I'm saying, the point I'm making is a rumor can trigger it to go to fucking zero, as we have literally already seen with meme coin markets. We've seen that. One influential person in the world, if Warren Buffett said, I am getting out of Bitcoin tonight, that would go to fucking zero.
No.
If Warren Buffett made that call, everyone who's ever been a speculator is going to look at the greatest fucking person in economics ever and follow suit. That's how bank runs happen.
Warren
And
Buffett's
we're at
not even
we're at
Bitcoin.
such a scary point now where influence can adjust a market.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if he said I'm
It's
going to
about
switch
getting
from
killed.
fucking cobalt in my batteries to silver, what's that going to do to the cobalt silver market? That's going to fucking dive overnight too.
Yeah.
It's how it works. It's everything's a speculative asset, so you can't say it's fucking foundationally strong. It's a speculative asset.
Oh, okay. For sure. I understood, Joy. I have a different opinion, but like you're
But
strong on yours, and
but
that's
it's not
fine.
even. I'm not
And
trying
that's
to
good.
fucking back it or not. I'm saying the fact
I
of the
don't.
matter is we live in
I
such a
don't
scary
care.
point where influence is what's manipulating everything.
But that's always been the
Influence.
case, Troy. Like, are you
Yes.
just waking up to that? Like, like the fact that like the whole like the gold. You don't think gold was manipulated? You don't think any of that?
Gold has always been the currency forever. That's my point. This is not.
No, it
This is not
hasn't
a
been. Gold
speculative
hasn't been
asset.
currency since 1970 when
What?
Nixon freaking took it off the gold standard.
Gold has been traded since the time of
No, it's
Sumer.
been
What
the
are you
fiat.
talking
It's
about?
been the American dollar bill since 1970. 1990
Gold and silver
It
have
has
been
nothing to do
the.
with gold. Nothing's attached to gold. Nothing.
I think
Nothing.
I think you're not understanding. Gold has been the world reserve money since the beginning of time. That's how
You're
we
very
paid
confused, Troy.
armies. That's
No,
how
no,
we paid
1970,
armies.
bud. 1970, Richard Nixon took it off the gold standard.
What were they
100%.
paying Roman soldiers with then? What were they
100.
paying?
Yeah, before then, for sure. Yeah, but
That's what I'm saying. That's literally what I've been saying.
No, but it's been bounced around too. It's been bounced around. Look at the finances and all that stuff. Back then, it was the pound. The pound was the reserve currency, and then gold, and then the Dutch.
And then it went to fiat.
And then, but it does that. That's what currency does. That's exactly. Bitcoin's another option, right? It's another option that is just growing into this digital realm, this digital thing. But there's no like. I mean, what you're saying is wrong. So I'm just correcting you on that. Gold is not the reserve currency.
I didn't say it's the reserve currency right now. I said since the beginning of time. No,
lots of money to move gold. So the fact that they went to the reserve currency as being the U.S. dollar bill and they pumped their economy up because that's the reserve
You're missing
currency.
What I'm saying. I don't even care about the 70s and stuff. You're missing the point I made in the initial. Gold has been always and always will be a store of value for money forever. Always has been, always will be. Regardless if it fluctuates, it always goes back to gold. Look at where Bitcoin is right now. It went from $120,000 to 60 overnight, and gold is at $5,000. Even with the drop, gold is still higher than it's ever been.
Bitcoin's 100,000 right now.
What's that?
Bitcoin's 100,000 right now.
It went back up. It went to 66. Like when this first dump happened, it was at 66.
Gold's at 4,000.
Yeah, and it was at 5 before the dump. That's what I'm saying to you.
Gold's at 4, 5, sure. But it's
It was at
4,
5 before the 35% drop.
You're at 60,000 for Bitcoin.
60,000 for Bitcoin. It dropped.
Sure.
That's correct. It's
That's
terrifying.
fucking good since 2008, man.
That's crazy speculation on people's lives right
that
now.
You can invest in that that it's going to always, in 4 years, grow, and then drop, and then grow and grow and drop. That's why Bitcoin was created. Because
how many people have lost everything over that one dump? That's a problem. Like it's a speculative.
You only lose.
Some people had
if
everything
you
they wanted in it.
You
A lot
only
of
lose
people.
if you sell. That's it. You don't sell. You use that. You use your Bitcoin as your personal banking. Like you gain loans. So what's going to end up happening?
But what causes a drop though? But what causes a drop? People cashing out.
No, it's CDC. Yeah, sure. What causes the drop? It's not the little man. It's not. It's not.
I don't trust it. I
well,
don't trust
fine,
it because
Troy. That's fine. Like, and I mean, a lot of people are gonna, for myself, I don't see a fucking problem with it, because like banks are gonna start custodying your Bitcoin, and then you start gaining loans off your Bitcoin. So you loan yourself money off of Bitcoin, buy a property, buy
It's a
this,
reverse
and then you
mortgage
cycle
system
them in.
at that
That's
point.
how,
It's a
huh?
reverse mortgage system, man. That's it. That's
100%.
exactly what a reverse mortgage
Yeah.
system is.
So when they say like you're not going to own anything and all that, like, I don't own a house, I don't own anything, right? Like, but like everything is like paid by fucking, like it's
So
paid
then
through
essentially
the
it's the World
ecosystem.
Economic Forum, what they wanted, that you're just renting property. You're renting clothes, you're renting everything you own.
Yeah, that's why
pretty
everything's
much what-
expensive, man. Like you put a siding up on your house, it's going to cost you about $30,000 with these repairs, or a new roof. It's going to cost you about 28,000 or something like that, unless you want to do it yourself.
Well, it all
And it's
depends
still
on
going to
what
cost you.
material you use too, right?
So
Like it all
I
costs
don't spend
supply
my
and
money
demand.
on that. I invest in Bitcoin and Bitcoin and Bitcoin and Bitcoin and Bitcoin and Bitcoin and Bitcoin until the point where it's going to go up to like 250,000. That's almost a home. Like, so your investment of your home and stuff like that, a lot of people have like these homes that are invested into, but they're broke, mortgage broke, and they're fucking paying for all these repairs and all that stuff. That investment just sits there until you sell it.
Well,
You
everything's
can't
going to
gain.
stagnate. Everything with the real estate market is going to be stagnated anyways, because people won't be able to afford the modern maintenance that they have to do. And you're right. To do windows, it's minimum 10 grand to do windows, minimum.
It's
And
like a
depending
few
on what type of
windows.
roof you're getting, you could be anywhere between 20 grand to 50 grand on a fucking roof. So
Yeah.
like people can't even fucking stay with their modern mortgages, especially with the rates the way that they're going up. And the housing market is inevitably going to take a shit. It's going to, because otherwise nobody's going to buy anything. You're not going to have, no one's going to buy a house at $500,000 on a $40,000, $60,000 salary. It's not going to happen.
So
the housing
Bitcoin
market's going to have
itself
to
is
take
an
it down.
inflationary fucking asset of a home that you are investing into. And it's already happening. It's custodies of big banks, JP Morgan, BlackRock, all these, like Bank of America, USA is already punching out these massive fucking Bitcoin reserves and part of their federal fucking implementation of crypto. Other countries are already doing the same thing. Top 5 countries that own Bitcoin. Okay, top person, Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody knows who this guy is, but I guarantee it's a country. Guaranteed it's a silent fucking player.
What
And
country?
I would say USA. I can say USA, because like they founded, like whoever was the first person that ever transactioned with a Bitcoin was a computer programmer, Hal Finney, I think his name is. And he was the first. So they speculated, is it him? He's a trillionaire right now. Trillionaire if it is. But it's not him. But he says it's not him. But the other 5 countries, you got USA, China, getting close. Ukraine is number 5. Ukraine. What is going on there?
So why would I trust Bitcoin if Ukraine was the fucking builder? That's just another truth. Why would I trust that?
Ukraine is not the builder. Ukraine's not the builder. No, it's the investment on what they're investing into the future.
Yeah, they're investing into they're investing into the military-industrial complex, which even Eisenhower said you need forever wars to keep the machine moving. Everything backs everything. It all backs itself. All of this crap.
How they're going to pay back their
design.
loans, dude. It's how they're going to pay back the war. That's how they're going to pay back everything.
How the fuck are they going to pay back almost $40 trillion?
Who has 40
the United
trillion?
States. The United States deficit is $40 trillion. How are they going to pay that back?
How?
There's no fucking way to even pay that back. I don't even think that's even possible.
Okay. Well, numbers.
40 some odd $1 trillion, and that's their debt. It's not even including the interest on the debt.
Okay, so like, all right, we'll swing back a little bit with like, fractional banking and stuff like that. You put some like $1 into the bank into your savings account, right? The bank can fucking lend that out 10 times. Your $1, they can lend it out 9 more times.
Debt-based economy.
So that's wrong. That's not basic economy. That's how this system runs.
I said that's
right?
Debt-based economy.
Debt basic. Oh, I thought you said basic economy. So anyways, that's what they're going to be doing. So when they go with the reserves, right, and they just pumped in the new Federal Reserve guy. They just took out Jerome Powell, took him out, and they just put this other guy who is just like Bitcoin maxi, huge Bitcoin maxi. The American dollar bill is still the reserve currency at the moment.
Yeah, but where's all your money going? Where's all your money going to go when everything gets reset? Since
Where's
like
mine?
no, where does anybody's money go? Because that's what we started this whole conversation with. We have the alien shit going on. We have the fucking background bullshit with all of these fucking elites in power. Like, if this is all true, what happens to your money? What's going to happen with all this? Because if we have super world power people, trillionaires, whatever, and all of their underlings all invested in this, which would be your institutional banks and everything else that they're tied into, if those all go tits up overnight because of fucking investigation or seizing of assets or proceeds of crime or whatever the fucking governments want to do, for which they're lawfully allowed to do during an investigation, what does that mean for economies? Shit's going to take a dive somewhere.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Well, like anybody with a mindset of where like paper money, anybody like that, like anybody that's like thinking like gold or whatever, that's going to pump up, silver, that's going to pump up. But like CBCs are already moving into digital things. The American economy is going to transfer over. They've already showed that they're doing all this, and it's not just it's by increments. They've been doing this.
Yeah, they have to. It's like what they did with Google. That was another social experiment that they did with Google. When Google used to be yellow, and they slowly changed the pigment over time till it got to white. That happened. Like it's boiling the frogs in the pot, and it's literally what it is. That's how everything has to be done, so people don't wake up. It's just a euphemism for what's happening now.
So like, yeah, and it's not something that I'm fearing at all. I just understand like from a point of what I fucking looked into, where currency has bounced around through time of humanity. It has been reserve currency. The great pound was the currency. What was that back then? Back in 1700s, where the British Empire was huge and their currency was leading the way. And then World War II and all that stuff, the American dollar bill, fiat, gold, whatever. It's all been passed around. Now this is the next one.
If you lend me money, should you get interest on it?
If I lend you money?
Yeah. From a business perspective.
Should I gain interest off my loan?
If you loan me $5 and I gave it back, do I have to give you $5.50 next week? Should I have to?
Should you have to? Yeah, if that's part of your fucking what's the question? Yeah.
That's usury. That's usury. You're not supposed to be doing usury. Everybody hates usury. That's adding interest. That's a debt-based economy, which everybody hates. That's usury.
What?
And that's actually one of the things you're not even allowed to do based on most religious stuff. Usury. What? Now, if you were to say, I'll give you $5, but next week you have to give me $5.50, but the thing never changes and it's always $5.50, then cool. That's an agreement we made. But if it's $5.50 every week until you don't pay me, that's interest. That's usury. That's wrong.
Okay. What's your point?
My point is, with the loan system, we're talking about a debt-based society. If we didn't have a debt-based society, then we wouldn't have the problems we have today. Thus, usury has put us into where the world is.
You wouldn't have the economy. You wouldn't have your phone. You wouldn't have this computer. You wouldn't have any of the stuff. You'd be scraping a stone going, what are we doing for the next work? Like, this is what the economy has been based on. It's what got the United States up to like $40 trillion. People see debt. People see 40 trillion as debt. Where you have to look at it is $40 trillion of fucking boom growth, like potential.
Where
is that? Oh my God. That's how bankers look at it, man. People see red, bankers look gold.
$40 trillion in debt when your interest alone is in trillions.
But like the assets that is owned with that 40 trillion.
What
on top of
assets do
that.
they have that is worth $44 trillion that the world will be okay with?
You'll see. I guess we'll see.
What do they have? What's worth it?
What do we
Canada
see?
has more.
Oh my God.
Canada's worth more than the United States as a whole. Canada, just by sitting here being Canada, is worth more than the United States.
So much. Like,
The United
just
States
look at
doesn't even have
one
oil. The United
little
States has
asset,
Texas for oil. The United States has Texas and their proxies for oil. But like, what does the United States have? What do they have in the market of what they need to make all of these technologies available?
Oh,
Like
man,
they
so
the
much.
thing is everything is debt based and slave based, because again, if America were to do the stuff, or even Canada were to do the stuff and pay people to the wages that we want to live on a normal income, it could never happen, because people want to be making $40 an hour to fucking
Well,
work 35
see, the
$35
problem
an
is
hour
that
work
we've
weeks,
gotten,
and they can't do that at the top, because all of their job, that's why CEOs move all the time, because the sole purpose of a CEO is to make money and to make dividends, and where can we cut here and make profit, all this other shit. You can't do that because we have a society that's been for so long working with migrant workers or sending stuff off to other countries to make things for pennies on the dollar, that it's not feasible to bring anything fucking home anymore. And that's the problem. You can't pay a fucking miner based on the unions and the bureaucracies that we currently have in place, where you're not paying them less than 80 grand a year because they have fucking hazard pay, which rightfully so they should. But you can go out to a cobalt mine in Africa and get little kids to do it with no tools. Unfortunately, that's where they say money is the root of all evil, because you can have a great businessman, but a great businessman inherently has to be evil to be a great businessman, because you have to throw morality and ethics out the window. And that's where we're finding ourselves with all of these types of things.
Okay.
That's why things are the way they are. There's no morals in that. To be a proper president, you have to be a psychopath, because that's literally how you have to think. How many people can I sacrifice over here to get what I want over there? It's no different than actually really being a battlefield military person, because you have to look at certain things. If I have to take this position here, if I send a flank this way, I might have to sacrifice this position to achieve the objective on this position. These are all of these little plays that have to be made, whether it be money, lives, or otherwise. These are the power plays that they have to make, and these people have to be self-absorbed and psychopath to get where they get. All of them. There's not a single person in power that's been fucking like a great person.
Point is. What do
you mean? What's my point?
What's the point? Like, what are you discussing?
What?
I don't know what you just said there.
What point? I said a lot of things.
Okay, I know. Yeah. There are bad characters in the fucking, but when you look at it, like, you're not going to get a kid from San Francisco, LA to make iPhones, because they're influenced too much on their own, like, I'm too good. I'm too good.
Of course they're not. They want to
use
said iPhone.
Cost your iPhone like fucking this phone right here would be about $4,000 if you had it made in United States of America. But if you had it made in a country that had the implications and the machines and stuff like that, where their actually mindset is like, yeah, like, it would be nice to have like some sort of sense of, growth.
These things are worth no more than $200 fucking dollars, whether they're made here or they're made in fucking some slave sweatshop. It's the 300% markup of the greed of all corporations that cause
everybody
that.
thinks
all of this stuff could be made. All of this stuff could be easily made here at home.
There's
It's the
discussions about
resources.
slave sweatshops and shit like that. Things are shifting. China, for instance, has pulled out millions out of poverty with their economic strategy, right? Like, there's discussions about people actually learning, like, their living standards have gained higher, where the American
that's easy to make look good on Chinese markets. So when people have had fucking nothing forever, even a bowl of rice a day is, we brought the economy up and better. Of course, it's a better state of living, but it's not like where we're living here. There's no fucking middle class, easy life going, where all these spoiled fucking North American kids want to sit around on TikTok and become famous. You don't have any of that shit going on over there. People actually have to work to survive in those countries. We don't. And that is a fucking sad reality people here need to wake up to. We're privileged and we need to wake up. Because I can tell you right now, I people to this day who still work in government positions. We both have worked in the government. It's not fucking hard fucking lifting a finger stuff. I've seen people who bitch and complain about their fucking lives and they're not doing a damn thing to change about it because they want to be the next big fucking YouTube star. No, these people in China and in fucking Africa and all these places where all that stuff, they're bringing money home to their fucking family unit and they're happy to be alive the next day. We don't understand that here.
You take $100 a week in an island off of Thailand or something like that.
You live like a fucking king.
You live like a king. Like what the fuck, right? Like here in North America, we're spending $3,000 a month for a rental property.
Yep.
Rental property. So then you're like, what the fuck? So like, really, what is the slave state, right? You get a lot of people that are fucking stressed out with their, working 2 to 3 jobs and stuff like that, trying to keep things. It's not that people are fucking lazy here as well. It's the whole structure behind everything.
There's 2 types of slaves. We've talked about this. There's 2 types of slaves. There's the doers and the consumers. We're just the consumers. And that's why it's a debt-based thing.
Yeah. Well, the U.S. economy right now, what they come up with, they said the U.S. economy grew in the third quarter. The GDP grew 4.48. So I looked into that and I was just like, wow, that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing, right? It grew 4.2. And I looked into that and a little bit deeper. And I'm just like, oh, it's all consumer. It's not that it grows. On paper, it looks 4.8, but it's all debt. It's how much they spend money on things every day. They just.
But what happens when the people max out? When everybody inevitably maxes out because there's no way out of that. Do they bail out the people finally? Like they've been bailing out the corporations? Like what do they do? What do they do? Because now there's talks of a universal basic income. I don't even know what that would even do to it. I don't even know how that would work. How that would like cycle.
Well,
like some people would have to make more than others. Like, how would you make more than another person? Like, what would the rules be for even that to happen? And again, it's kind of like digital communism, because if there's universal basic income that everybody gets, that's cool. But like, what if you're a doctor and your neighbor's a garbage man? Do they make the same amount basic universal income? Are they even allowed to make another income? Are there? Do you know what? Like even with the VA system, we see how that works. It's kind of this. It'll kind of be the same thing. How does that work?
Yeah, like the universal income is very interesting, and we're coming into the world of age where it's not about money to make tiers. It's going to be about like you're going to be placed in tiers. Now, if you want to be living off a universal UBI, like if you want to live off that, that's your prerogative. Like that's your tier, and you're not going to be you're going to be living very, very earthly bound. You're going to grow your own vegetables and barter and trade, and you're not going to afford
if you're allowed to. Because I'd imagine every tier has its own specific rules, which again here we are building a classist society again. So it's almost like resetting, right? Like resetting poor, middle, rich, elite with the option to climb a ladder, which, what's that ladder going to be like? Is it really because people in power don't want people coming up in power taking their spots either. So like, how is that dynamic going to work? Because then we're here again, right? Fighting amongst ourselves to climb a fucking bullshit ladder.
Yeah. You got like the old school unions and middle class and all that shit are done, right? The industrial age of thinking.
How do we classify it?
Huh?
How do we classify a person with other income?
How do you tier all this shit? Like,
how do you do that? Do you do that based on IQ?
I don't know what they're gonna. I don't know. I don't have any. Like, how could they do it? They could do it with social skills, like social credit, right? They could do it that way easily, right? Like, if you're struggling shit disturber kind of societal person, you're probably just going to be on the lowest tier. You know what I mean? Like, that's where it's going to go. Like, who knows?
But
right?
do you see the slippery slope that's created already?
Dude,
It's because
it's
you're
a
creating a
slippery
class
slope
system.
or
You're,
not. But like, I mean, like for myself, it's like I'm not going to be, I'm going to be a responsible human, and I'm going to pay my taxes. There are people that don't pay taxes. There are people that are like hide away things. They're always trying to gain something out of something or whatever, like slimy kind of behavior, right? Like,
so
yeah,
how do you prevent lower tier from looking
from
like
the
slime ball or
top
else
to
and allowing
bottom
them to
has
get
to
up?
be all from the top bottom. Everybody has to be fucking accountable,
Mhm.
right? And that's where social standards will arise, right? But for the most part, like I think most of society, like, would it be helpful for a family to be getting a UBI? No, like 100%, 100%. Like if it's available, But like, well, look at our welfare system right now. Is that 100% working? Like there's arguments on both ends, right? Like, like,
What if
do we
somebody
want?
fucks up in the top tiers? What do we do with them? What do we do with corruption in the top tiers at that point? Do you see where it gets very fishy with all of these things? Like it sounds great, but like the philosophy and the moral stuff behind it gets really tough because
It's happening
again,
right
like
now.
we're classifying people and it's like it gets to the point where almost like at what point does classifying a person turn into othering the person, right? Because again, do we allow people into the next tier because of their IQ, because that they know how to swing a hammer, or does this person look like a worker and this person looks like a soldier, and we separate the classes that way, right? These are thoughts that have been going through philosophy forever, and nobody's ever come to a proper solution to it. Because
Yeah.
again, like even with the tier system, you're gonna run the risk of othering people. You're gonna run the risk of people being in power and hoarding it, and it's no different. It's just a new name for the same fucking system. That's exactly what. And then you have a poor, middle, and rich class, and all the middle class is a buffer between the rich and the fucking poor to make you believe that there is a fucking way out, and there's not. So how do we fix it? Because here we are again, even if it's digitized, back in the same space that we started, and there's probably still pedophiles at the top. So how do we break this cycle? It always goes back to the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Troy. I don't have all the answers on, but like every system
This Epstein stuff's going to be exposing everything we're discussing
has
right
has
fucking
a
now.
lot of issues, and the Epstein stuff is like the like that is one definitely lit match on a lot of dry brush and where we're at with it all. We have to, as a culture and society, I think we're at a collapse of integral, ethical, fucking huge dilemmas
Well, what's the solution?
on our shit, right? So we need to look at all that and as a world and look at that and be like, who the hell's involved in that? And make sure that our tier system and social tier system is pushed forward in the stance, because like, yeah, we're right now there's been there's a lot of fucking crazy shit. So
Like, what do we do? Do we make laws that say, every person in political power has to everything has to be recorded, whether it be in the Oval Office or not? Or do we go to the far extreme that goes, you know what? Everybody has an Alexa in their house that listens to everything they say, and it keeps everybody accountable. Like, what do we do?
Well,
That's what 1984
UK
did. Right?
Wales said like they just passed a law saying if a politician is caught in a lie, they'll never be in politics ever again. They lost the job. They lost it. So
What does that say? I mean, it's a start, I guess.
Well, it's the first time it's ever been placed in law that a politician cannot. So like that influence is already out there. There's influence out there in the mandate. Like the whole fucking, it's over. It's over. It's done. It's done. And how do I move on in my life? Well, like I'm not a big fish in that sense, right? Like I'm not in politics. I'm not pushing myself out. So I'm just living my own tier to tier lifestyle. I don't hang out with fuckers. I don't hang out with like creeps. I don't. I don't try to hang out with people that are always in conflict. Those kinds of people are out of my tier. You know what I mean? Like,
until they send you off to war for their own benefits, then you're part of their tier, right?
hey, Troy, you know what? Like, I don't have any fear about any of that, but like, if that were to be a situation that would ever arise, there'd still be a sense of, for myself, anyways. I can't speak for everybody, but I will have a sense of control of my own self if I make my decisions accordingly, right? And that's what I base myself. That's what I base myself.
What is your plan when the aliens show up? Like, what do we do? Like, what are you gonna do? Because let's look at that scenario when the aliens.
Well, who knows if they're even real? Who knows if it's just not another gimmick, another fucking Oswald gimmick, or
But look what happened with Orson Welles. The world literally, like, we have proof of what happens when people go into mass panic. People killed themselves and did fucking runs on grocery stores back then when that first aired. Now we have AI and all this other shit. Government confirms it. You're gonna have the grocery stores, regardless if everyone believes it or not, looted, and then you're not gonna have shit. So what do you do? Like, what is the plan at that point? How do you make it through the first 48 hours of that shit going down?
Oh, you perch and you become a watcher.
No, seriously, how do what do you do about that?
Well,
Like,
what do you mean?
There are contingency plans that people have.
I mean, I think as anybody, like, just have your plan for 48 hours, 72 hours, 3 months. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you need to do for that. We're all different with your finances and stuff like that. Have different means, right? Who knows, right? Whatever is cash or gold, precious metals, and whatnot. Have some bartering tools or something like that. If it ever goes to crazy, which I don't think it will, but like, I'm a little bit of a prepper in a sense where I like to be prepared for multiple scenarios. But do I think that, like, who knows what's going to end up happening with these aliens and disclosure and all that stuff? Like, obviously, like, there could be, I think it would be absolutely nuts if an alien just came down and got interviewed by Joe Rogan or something like that in the fucking Rogan podcast. Like, what's going on?
I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly how it fucking played out. Like, for me, I really want one just land on my front yard. That's what I want. That's what I need. I need it to physically fucking abduct me. I don't give a fuck. Okay.
Well, you want to be abducted, do you? Yeah.
I need tangible evidence because everything is fake.
Yeah. I think at this point, like, if I seen like a spacecraft, I'd just be like, that's just human technology.
Dude, if you dig even before the Epstein files come out, like, there were fucking things coming up that, like, UFOs were actually just abducting people and using them for human trafficking. Like, there were files on that shit too, that you dig deep enough, you can find them. And that was wild. But, and then we have Ghislaine Maxwell, who has her submarine license, and there was a fucking submarine hatch on the fucking island, right? Like, were they trafficking kids via submarine underwater? Or is she looking for fucking Atlantis, right? Because that's the other shit attached to it. There's so much misinformation in this shit.
Fallen angels, like, you got people fucking scattered all over the place, right? You got fallen angels, demons, you got aliens, you got fucking whatever the fuck is going on.
Well, so and that's only half of the files. Half of the files, like,
there's another like 2.5
another 3 million. Another 3 million. They said, what's that number? Oh, there's your 33 again, right? All the Illuminati people, like, there's 33. And here's the thing: 6 million emails. Like, I don't think a person physically could ever send that in his life. Now, whether it's, I understand it's chains and maybe call in tips and stuff. Like, these aren't 3 million emails that Epstein sent. These are documents that are attached to it. These are flight manifests. These are fucking phone records. These are text messages. But, like, Epstein didn't send 6 million fucking emails either. Right? And 6 million, who the fuck is reading these things? How is the Department of Justice going to go? They don't have a committee big enough to read 6 million. Like, you're going to get AI to read it for you? Give you a summary? Do it the lazy way?
redacted like fucking 99.99% of it. And like
Right.
everything is in black, and it's not healthy. It's a really fucking fucking show it. Let's go. Let's see what these people are, man. Let's go. Let's see what the people are that are fucking sending an email saying your little girl was a naughty last night. I want to see, why are we redacting that name? Why? Let's go.
Well, and here's the
Bring it
other
up.
thing too, right? Who owns
Yeah.
Google? Who owns Outlook? Who owns the email companies? Who owns Hotmail? Shit like that.
Oh, the
Do you
Alphabet
know?
company. The Alphabet company owns Google, and then you
So,
got
like,
Microsoft that owns Firefox and all.
so
whatnot.
exactly. So, like, wouldn't Bill Gates own fucking all of those emails anyways?
No, Bill
Like
Gates is not
Epstein's emails?
attached to any. No, he's been out of he's out of Microsoft for years.
But you know what I mean? Like, these companies have records of this shit, right? It's like all of your emails are their property too, right? So, like, can't you just subpoena and it's not like they couldn't read each other's is what I'm saying is that it's not like when Bill Gates owned like whatever that they couldn't read each other's fucking emails through a back door anyways. So it's suspect because like it's almost like the Monopoly man is fighting with like the Milton Bradley brothers for control. Like we're on the final stages of Monopoly, and who's going to win, because these guys could stab each other in the back at any plant they want. Like, everyone says Epstein was a honeypot guy, which he was, but who, like, the companies that are supporting the email platforms, they have the evidence themselves. It's no different like back in the day when like you could call Bell and they could get your phone records and like arrest you. You know what I mean? So it's like all of these people obviously must have been able to read each other's nonsense if they really wanted to get shit on each other anyways. Big club, you're all in it, right? Like it's just suspect. It's just very suspect that these guys are we're just seeing like an internal conflict on the front world stage. It just over kind of flowed because they blade each other. It's Game of Thrones. It's Game of Thrones with fucking nerds, really.
Yeah, it's a Game of Thrones with nerds and real life, and some big issues, dude. Some big issues. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, and we'll keep our eyes out for UFOs and alien disclosure. Like, it's very interesting fucking thought process about all that shit. And
it's only getting worse, man. It's only getting more and more. Like, that's why I got to take a break from this stuff. I think I'm just gonna be hanging out with like whenever we do another show. I think we just talk tattoo talk or something. Like, it's just, you need a break from this shit because it's time consuming, it's mind numbing. It's, again, what's the distraction? Is this just another wag the dog event, or are we gonna get something tangible, or fuck, who knows? Like, are we gonna get something come out of Egypt next? Like, the world is a stage, ladies and gentlemen, and we're just here for it. So with that, I think that's where we center for a close for today. I think I'm thinking of coming up on Monday for a panel discussion with some of the tattoo artists out there, just to follow up with the Shane Enholm episode that we did. Brendan, is there anything that you see in the foreseeable future that you might want to come up or we should look into?
Yeah, for sure. We'll see what Monday's like. But yeah, that looks pretty good. It sounds like a great discussion just about tattoos. Yeah. None of this nonsense. This is a fucking deep one, boys and girls. Like, this is something that is not fun to talk about, and it definitely pulls a lot of fucking emotional triggers and shit, whatever the fuck. So, but like, it is what it is. It's the world that we're currently living in, and it's trying to like cipher, and hopefully with the messaging that I like to project is at the end of the day, it's like, we the people, like, we're being fucking strung along and being treated like shit, but like, we are the people, and don't let all these like fucking billionaire freaking evil villains, whatever, think that they're in control here. Like, we have abilities, we have a voice. So boom, welcome. We
All
the
right,
people.
everybody, fuck them. You heard it here first. Fuck them all. You know what to do. Hit thing, mate the ding, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Cheers, everybody.